All right, guys, what is going on? We got another unboxing video for you guys today, and I just want to say and give a huge shout out to the guys over at Haltech. You know, if you guys follow me, you guys know me for a long time. A lot of guys that, we've been racing for, God, I don't know, 30 years. Since 1997, we've been running Toyotas in our drag AE86 that we ran for the longest time. I'm just really honored. We've run the Haltech product for a very, very long time. We've been a dealer for them for, God, I can't even tell you how long, So back in the days, my real good friend, Chris, if you guys follow him on Instagram or Facebook, he is under Chris Speed. He is like my godfather to Haltech. So back in the days when we used to run a bunch of carbureted stuff, Chris would always be coming by the shop, late at night, back when I was a lot younger and I would work late at night. Here comes Chris cruising by in a car that he's tuning Haltech on. He was always into rotaries. It was just one of those things, and he would always tell me, man, you got to go Haltech, you got to go fuel injection, get rid of these carburetors. Took me a long time because I get stuck in my ways. Even till today, I'll admit, I do get stuck in my ways. There's a lot of things that I do that I know works, and I'm just terrified of veering away from that because they work. And sometimes reinventing the wheel isn't the best way to do things, but you get a little stage fright on trying something new. So back then we decided to go to Haltech. It was an amazing experience. Our AE86 had one of the oldest platforms. It was a DOS-based software setup that ran the F98 system. It was a fuel-only system that had 8 injector drivers built into it, and we would buy the harness and everything straight from Haltech already done. So another big inspiration that I could talk about as well back then was Rob from Force Fuel Injection. God rest his soul. Unfortunately, Rob is no longer with us. We're all getting older, and unfortunately with that, man, sad things happen. But Rob was another one who pushed me to go Haltech. He helped any way that he could, and he was a huge force behind me doing that as well. And this is probably, again, back in the year 2000, 2001. So it's been a long time that, when I stick with companies, all my vendors know I'm not the guy who sells the most product, that's for sure, but I am a racer. I do go out there and promote the brand the best that I can, and that's one thing I'm passionate about. With all that being said, for years, we always had a great relationship with the guys at Haltech. Everybody that was there, we developed an amazing relationship with. That's all we run in all of our cars. The car, like Billy's Corolla you see in Hawaii, all Haltech powered. The Starlet is all Haltech driven. Everything has always been Haltech powered because it's just an ECU that I've learned to use and I've just been very comfortable with. And of course, the relationship that they have supported us for so many years, And I'm very honored to say that this year they have come aboard again to help us with the drag Starlet and the AE86. So I have to give a huge shout out to Andrew over at Haltech. We spoke at PRI. We went to PRI with our good buddy Ben Slaughter from Slaughter Motorsports from Australia, who has the 2JZ powered MK3 and who's kicking butt, in the class that he's racing, a brand new car, and he's making leaps and bounds trying to get where he wants to. We met up, we spoke to the guys at HPT. He developed a great relationship with them, and then he has a great relationship with the guys at Haltech because Haltech, of course, is in Australia, which is where he's from. So with that being said, we walked over to Haltech. I spoke to Andrew. Andrew remembered when I drove to Kentucky, when we picked up the AE86 from San Diego. One of the things I wanted to do back in the day when Eric was there and everybody else, I wanted to take the AE86, which was like an old staple. The car was basically stuck in time for a really long time when it was in Hawaii. And I wanted to show them, look, man, check this out. Look at this ECU this thing had. And I had spoken to guys at Haltech already about, once we get this car built, if Haltech would be on board. They told me no doubt about it they would be. And the staffing changed at Haltech, so it was a little tricky. But Andrew made us feel, man, like if nothing has ever changed, like we were right at home. He jumped on board fast, and he's like, Brendan, I'll do anything I can for you guys. You have been a staple for Haltech for the longest time. We race in a racing series that is predominantly dominated by Microtech and Fuel Tech. And we are one of the very few Haltech cars out there that still push the Haltech brand. And we basically want to keep it that way. You know, I know times change and things change with everybody else, but that's a brand that we've been wholeheartedly involved with for so long that I want to keep that relationship going. That's the whole point, you know? So I push for that. I represent the brand the best that I can, you know, and all that we do, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook. Every time we race a car, I try and represent them as best that I can with everything that I do. All my personal cars will all be Haltech powered. You know, it's just one of those things. So with that being said, again, I want to say thank you to Andrew. We have a lot of good plans coming, and let's get to unboxing what we have here in front of us now. All right, guys, and here you have it, man. I could not be happier with what we got. You know, like I said, the guys over at Haltech, Andrew, man, this is amazing. This is gonna step up our race program huge. You know, like I said before, we race the old school class, and I can tell you that 90%, 95% of cars in this class run either Fuel Tech or now a lot of guys are stepping up to Max ECU. That's coming on the scene now too, and also Microtech. So, you know, we've always been a Haltech believer. We've always been a Haltech supporter. And with this, I definitely plan on pushing the edge of the envelope, guys. So this is, you know, we got the dash for the Starlet. This is what's in the car now. We run a race pack dash, so you guys can see this here. Definitely old school. This is what's in the car now, and this is what's going to be in there coming up soon. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. I have the roll bar mount coming along with the visor to mount this right to the dashboard. You know what's cool about this is all the LED lights up top too with the shift light. I don't know if we're going to keep this odometer shift light. We might keep it, we might take it out. Maybe I'll use both. There's never enough light. All right, I know it's dark, but I'm giving you guys some insight as to how bad this dash is and why we want to replace it. That's it with the lights on. See that little green glow over here? That's pretty much all we get as far as lighting for the dash. So down here you got water pressure, here you got oil pressure, battery volts, RPM, which is a digital graph here, and then up here you have fuel pressure. So that's all we get to see here. I don't see anything else. You know, with the Haltech dash, we get to see wideband. Anything that you want to implement in the Haltech dash, you could change around. This you can't. You're kind of stuck. Not to mention, of course, the lighting. So at night, you can't even see any of this stuff, you know. We do have the shift light that is right here. You kind of want to see what's happening in the dash when you can kind of glance at it real quick. So we get wideband, we get boost. That we don't have now. We have this recall gauge, but that only goes to 60 pounds. You know we need more than that. So yeah, let's see what it looks like. Hopefully we get the Haltech dash in there today. All right, it's dark in here, but we got the new dash in. Check it out. Oh yeah. Big difference compared to that race back dash where I was showing you guys how dark it is inside of the car where you could barely see anything. There you go. Set up. Now I got plenty of light. You could dim it here on the side if you want. You just press the down button. You could dim the dash, which is cool. You could brighten up the dash. When you start the car, all this stuff comes in color. It lightens up. Right now it's just basically telling you that the car is off. I did set the RPM points where our max RPM is 11,000. We do try and shift about 10,200. You got coolant temp, air temp, PSI. I am going to try a different setup that has two sets of gauges. I'm going to see what that looks like, where I'm going to put RPM on one side and boost on the other. I don't know if I could toggle through that here. There you go. So I might use this one also. I kind of like this setup, which I think is really cool. So I'll keep RPM here, and then right now this is mile an hour. I think I'm gonna put boost on this side. So I think that'll be, I think RPM is big enough where I can see it instead of having that setup. You know, this setup I think is pretty badass where I could use boost and RPM. So I don't know. This is the other setup. There are a bunch of others you could download, but I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. Leave a comment whether you like this one better or this one better. With this, I could still put all my main things that I want to follow down here, you know, as opposed to here. Like if I want to look at wideband as you're racing the car, or boost, I don't know, we'll see. I might switch it up. The starter right now is powered by a Haltech Elite 2500. So for right now, we're going to run that ECU because that's what's in there. The car's running. We're actually heading to the dyno this weekend. And then once things calm down, because summertime kicks in here and racing kind of slows down, we will install the new bad boy Nexus R3. So this thing is beautiful, man. It's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth enabled. You know, you power up everything right here. It's got a built-in wideband. It even has an onboard 4-bar map sensor. You know, granted, we need more than that, but it's still an amazing feature. It has killer mounts, these holes here to mount it up. And yeah, man, this is going to be something that's really, really awesome. Along with that, we also have another R3, which will be for the Drag AE86. So, like I said before, this is the missing piece of the puzzle that I needed for the Drag AE86 version 2.0. I know what we're doing now. I know how we're going to do our paint scheme. You know, everything we designed before as far as sponsor location and things like that. All of that is finally in place. And man, we are just going to push forward with everything we have to do. You know, right now we're pushing hard with the Starlet. Last year we had a lot of changes, a lot of updates we were doing to the car because the car, you know, just new things, man. Just new things we're trying to do. So now we have a really good foothold of what we're doing with the Starlet. We know where we want to take this and how far we want to push it. So, you know, a lot of guys are fast, man, out there. You know, that old school class, even that new school class that they just created. You know, you got all these Honda K series and all this stuff. Hey, I give everybody a lot of credit, man. You know, everybody, I've been doing this a long time, and everybody sees one platform go fast and everybody wants to jump ship and go to that platform. That's not how we do things here. I am diehard Toyota. I know what this Toyota 3S GTE can do. Ever since we took some downtime, some guys were out there pushing the platform, and I give them a lot of credit, you know, but hey, it's our turn to get back out there and push the platform the way we used to, and we know we can. So with that being said, again, you know, 2026, man, is going to be a great year. Our first race will be, God willing, the Pan American Nationals. You guys, I have not been up there in, I can't even tell you how long, probably, man, 15 years since I've been back to the Pan Am. So a lot of guys ask us if we're going. So yes, that is, you know, like I said, God willing, we will see all of our old school people that we haven't seen in a really long time up at the Pan Ams. And then after that, July, after the July race, everything kind of quiets down. And here in Florida, unfortunately, we have hurricane season that we have to deal with. So between July, August, September, things kind of start ramping back up. So in that time frame is where I want to see if I can install the Haltech R3 into the Starlet. So I want to rewire the car, get a Haltech CAN keypad, get all the old stuff that's in this car redone and updated, modified to the current, you know, all the new stuff that's out there. So it should be cool, man. That R3 has torque management. I mean, it has so many features that can help us out that we really hope to push things the way we want. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. You know, PSI Racing has been around a long time. We pray that we can be around a lot longer. You know, we got the red team here on board. We got our local buddies, you know, Randy, always here to help me out. And guys, we are gonna push as hard as we can. So stay tuned for what's coming up. Like I said, hopefully next video, next couple videos we got coming up, I'll be at the dyno, praying that works out for us as well. And after that, we have the big F5 turbo we're going to put on as well. So many new things coming up that it's going to be a great year. So I hope everybody's doing well. Take it easy, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.